Hello, everyone. We are live, and me, Vera, and the most gorgeous Diana David. And we're going to talk today about what it's like to fully express our raw, authentic self through movement, play, and love. But before we do, I really want Diana to introduce herself because I'm so curious to know if she knew she was going to do this as a little person. Like as a little child, was she a little bit different? Was she, a little eccentric? Did she, or was it something that she had to cultivate and nurture within herself? So, welcome, Diana.
Aw, thank you so much for having me, Andera. It was like it's a beautiful place to know that when I was 5, and if you watch my TEDx talk, I talk about Michael Jackson, and I think this hit a lot of people that when I saw him moonwalk, and I'm like, whoa, there was something in that blew my mind. Like I've never seen somebody walk backwards, and my feet just started to move, and I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. I figured that out at 5. And then over the years, I looked at like how people are like, oh, you must love all of his songs and all this kind of stuff. But after I revealed what I really loved about him, it was actually his essence, that I saw that there was something in the way he just like was like meaning it, that it
Mhm.
made other people mean it too, that they stood up. And that to me was actually what I was just like, oh, I love that. So it's funny because like soon after that, I like had like a little show and tell, and I wanted to show the moonwalk to my teacher, and then everyone went like, whoa. And it was that connection that I actually knew as a child was something that I loved. And then every time I would dance in a like a dance class or everything like that, I didn't think that was special, but I knew that was special. And I was different from everybody because everybody was just following the teacher. But I was like, I was meaning it like when I did it. So I think that as a young child, the thing I knew was like I was a little odd, was that I wanted people to see something very special, even though it was not in my body, it was inside, but I couldn't figure it out. So that was my answer.
I love that. Okay. And so as you grew up and with, I have exactly the same story kind of with the moonwalk too. I was totally like, oh, what just happened? And then I had to like learn it. And oh my God, he was just such a beautiful person. Um, so yes, okay. So stepping into our essence. So how did you find that as you grew up and how when you became an adult, like did the world kind of try and beat it out of you, or were you able to always sort of follow the beat of your own heart drum in that sense, or what was that journey like?
To be very honest, like I use that spirit as to push me as a leader. And it actually pushed me to be a perfectionist, so that like I tried to achieve everything, like from being the spirit leader of like basketball, volleyball, like engineering, like achieve. So I use that spirit to achieve whatever greatness was. But the secret was there was like I had to deal with my own intersexuality. Like I was just like, why do I like the same sex? And being, in a Catholic upbringing, in a very strict upbringing, that was my resistance. That was the call to be honest. So I
Mm-hmm.
held a lot of secrets in while I was trying to uphold this like image of what success looked like. But I think I was struck with truth when I had to face that my body was deteriorating, holding this like truth in. And I was like behind my engineering desk, and I was just like, no, I will not face this truth. And then I literally went to like, I said, no, I need to start listening to it. So I went to like a musical, everything that scared me. I joined a musical because I was afraid of singing, using my voice. I went to a clown school. So clown school actually is just like, no, what are you afraid of? And bring that out. And the minute I started to speak that, I came out of the closet. I quit my engineering job, And then now the truth started to just rise, and I followed that truth. And then at clown school, that's when my red ball came along, because they said, what is your truth? Like, what do you love? I love objects that move. I was always playing with an object. And then I was dancing, and I wanted to connect with people. So they pushed us out to do street performing. So now I'm like connecting with people, and it's relative to the value of like, will they stay or will they leave? And I was like, true test. If I can connect to them, they will find value, and that there's something there. And then they would reach in their pocket and they would see me, want me to do more of it. So I was like, okay, there's something there. So that's where the red ball came along. That's where my truth started to come along. And from this point forward, I was like, I have nowhere else to go back. I can't go back. It's
Exactly.
it's available and it's true. Now you have to keep following it. So that's where I am here today, continuing to discover.
So cool. Okay. That's a beautiful story. And I went to clowning school too. That is hilarious. Look at this.
We are totally true soul sisters.
I know. I know.
Okay, we got clowning. What else? We're gonna go
I don't know.
together.
I'll hear what you say next, and I'll be like, okay, so tell me a little bit then about, now with your business, how
Yes.
are you helping us? Who in particular? Do you have an ideal sort of person that you're awakening in a sense to their true, authentic self, or do you do it for everyone? Or tell me how the business kind of rolls out now.
Lovely. So I am going online. I'm moving my business to online at this stage because I am going on a world mission tour. I graduated as an expressive arts therapist, so I'm a certified therapist. So there's a couple angles that I provide service. So either I do expressive arts therapy, which is a creative process that allows you to reveal these truths and witness them without any coaxing or guide. I just support you to reveal that. And that in itself is the healing.
Mhm.
Or I support you in coaching. So I coach you to take these, and then if you want to present it in a performance, in a way of putting it out there, like there's a shaping of it, then I can add more of that availability. And I call it life performance, because the way I learned to show up on stage is the same way I show up in life, because everybody is just you're just performing yourself
Mhm.
technically.
Mhm.
So how you show up in your body language, in your tone, in your clarity of thought, your communication, and how you open up your creativity, it's a holistic experience. Spirit, mind, body, all of that comes together. So when you're clear about your red ball, so I help people get clarity, because when that becomes clear, you know what you're working with. You have all the avenues. One little move has its own language, but then you change it, but the same object, and you have another language. So there's so many ways to exhaust this truth, and you want it to be revealed and presented. So I support you in being able to present all of that in the way that is most guided for you. So I do a mini 20-minute clarity session, free 20-minute clarity session for whoever, and I finite what they need, and then I support them if this is a therapeutic process or if this is a coaching process, and then we go from there.
I love it. And so tell us a little bit about the world tour and how we can support you in that.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So if you're from Vancouver, come out or travel to Vancouver. I have an authentic self party on December 16th, which is an all-day event with a star-studded cast of really empowered women. I call them the ladies who lead with love. And they're going to do talks and also tools and tips that you can take into your daily life. And then that's the daytime. But then I'm encouraging you to stay for the full time, because now it's time to perform and show yourself and be revealed. So I'm going to do a sound healing bath to clear and cleanse you for the evening portion. And then we're going to move into a movement and song circle exercise with Julie Blue and Drew Temple. And then I'm going to move you into a party celebration experience. So everybody's part of this movement. We're part of a creation. And then all the funds go towards the world mission. It's about $9,800 to get to all the points, 11 countries. These places have contacted me because of my TEDx talk. They have been in contact with me, so I'm supporting NGOs. I have some leadership camps. I'm speaking in some corporate companies. I'm also just performing at the Manila Fringe, just various places, giving back and creating this movement and this message to move, play, and love, and the teachings behind that.
I love it. Oh my goodness, what a dream life that is, to go on the road and do the work that you're born at this time and this place to do. It's unbelievable. Okay, so what can a person walk away with today from our conversation to maybe tap into their raw, true self through either a movement exercise? I know we're going to go into our dance party right after this in the Light Finders group, so come join us for that. But is there something that they could start to think about or start to move or do that could maybe awaken that in them?
Yes. I'm going to start off with the learning of MOVE is an acronym for me. It means manifest our vibration everywhere. And it takes just one move.
Love it.
To start a movement. Okay? So let's start with this. Like, even if you just roll your shoulders back, this is the tendency. We're starting to constrict as, we start constricting. So this is a part of expansion. Mm-hmm. We're going to roll our shoulders back. You might hear some cracking and clicking. The first step of self-discovery is just knowing what your body needs. So there you go. Like, okay. This opens up your chest. It opens up your heart. You're going to lead with your heart. Okay. And even if you just like change it in directions, that way, to the front, this way, whichever direction works for you. And then you add a feeling. So the thing about movement and dance, people are like, oh, no, I don't dance. You're like, guess what? Okay, just move. When you add emotions to movement, feel it, then you're dancing. That's the dance of life. So I'm going to play some. Do you feel like it's good I can add some music to this?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, let's get this going. And as you explore that one move, just let it move to different parts. It's just a repetitive move over and over. And when you add emotions to it, which is energy and motion, it's going to start to invite new areas of movement. So.
Ooh. When you add the yoga of sound and you're like,
yes. And then even if you accent it a little, yes, that's it. You can choose another body part, anything, and then just move that repetitively with emotion, feeling.
Emotion. Like love, like joy, like even anger.
You can even do anger.
Oh,
yeah.
This is totally
in your head.
I'm totally Michael Jacksoning it out right now.
Oh, he does the backward, the head back. Woo.
I think our whole show should have just been this.
I know, right? Our show. Anywhere we go, because we're manifesting it everywhere we go. Hey. And I notice that even if you're just like walking with your, just like a little step, add a little bit of a twist, and notice how that changes your step. It's about perspective. Like you just change your perspective a little bit, and then it automatically changes to a whole new path. Like a little path goes a whole different way.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that the truth?
One little move and change it. Just a little direction change. Yes. Slow it down.
Oh, this is so fun. Okay. Yeah. I will post in here to join December 16th. I really want to be there. So I'm going to try and figure out how to get there. Yes. And I will post all your other details below. So if anyone is very much resonating with Diana's message and would love to try some expressive art therapy or some coaching, I would really take her up on her 20-minute call, because I think I might do that just right after this.
Okay. I'm in.
I figured out our third thing that we had in common. So when I was 20, I came up with this program called Darum. Kind
Okay.
of like, because I used to have a nickname called DARE, like Adara, like DARE. And
Yeah.
it stood for Dance, Act, Recreate, Energy, Movement. And I wanted to take students, teens particularly, through these different places so they could really tap into their true, authentic selves.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is what you do for a living now. Oh my God, so cool. So anyway, very cool. We're
And
totally.
it's always better when we do things together. So you know what? I come, we play, we can do anything you want, and yeah, everything is a metaphor. So however, like we may call it this, we might call it that, we might call it that, but really it's the energy, collective energy of play and fun and enjoyment that really brings our authentic self out. You know, don't get stuck in the head of what it calls. It's just the feeling. So just go out and be with the people that make you feel really good about yourself and who sees you for that true essence, and you see them for their true essence. And that's all we are as light beings, to be here to just raise the light. Bring the light, baby. Get lit. Get lit. Get lit. Get lit.
Bye, sweetie.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
so much.
Adara.
Okay.
See you soon.
So
Bye.
good. We'll go off with the dance.